Hello and welcome to Different Voices. This is Poet Minor, and I think I have on the phone my good friend Heidi Kole. Are you there, Heidi?
Hey, Minor, how are you?
I'm okie dokie. Heidi Kole is a singer and author of the Subway Diaries, and I've asked her to come on today to talk about her book and her work and her singing. So, Heidi, let's start off with the book.
The book.
Are you in the subway
book.
now? That'd be cool if
Well,
you are.
I just came up, so we've got street sounds, not subway sounds. I think I don't get any reception underground. So, yeah, the book, the Subway Diaries. It's a book that if you've ever wondered what goes on underground in the New York City subways, and if you pass musicians and you're like, wow, I wonder what their story is. I wonder how that all works. I wonder what they're all about. It'll fill in the blanks. And I've heard from most people that after they've read it, they never look at the trains or the musicians in the trains the same again. And it's a story of the last 4.5 years I've spent in the New York City subways as a musician, as well as, and it's a personal journey, and it's also a sociological study of the subculture, the phenomenal subculture of artists and musicians that exist and perform down there. And their world embraced me like no other community has. It changed my life to be there. And
I think people should also understand that you don't come from New York City originally.
I don't. No, I'm from D.C., kind of the whitewashed center of the planet. It's a total opposite. Everyone behaves and does what they're told and stays in line. It's just, we've been to New York, ain't the case.
Uh-huh. So how did you get started singing down in the subway? Because that's, ladies and gentlemen, that's where I met Heidi Kole, in the subway on 42nd Street. I was coming home from work, and if you're a New Yorker, no one stops you from getting where you need to go. But listening to her music, I actually let the train go by and stood there and watched her sing. So that's how awesome she is.
Oh, you're too much Minor. But honestly, that's the best compliment I can get when people say, I missed my train for you, or you changed my day, or you made me cry. People ask me all the time why I'm down there. Is it because of the money? People say it's because of the money. I'm like, it's the money, of course, we need to buy food and stuff, but it's those things, like what you just said, that's why I'm down there. It's the energy exchange. It's what I give, what I get, what they give, what they get, and it's an experience that's hard to explain. I tried my best in the book to do it, but it's something that you almost have to experience to really get. But what brought me down there was I had an accident. Actually, I'm a stunt person as well. I've done work for Disney and New Line and CBS, NBC, and stunts for ages. And I'm an actress and a dancer, and toured with shows and whatnot. And did a lot of professional theater and TV, and I still do. But I had an accident when I first moved to New York, and I didn't know anyone, and something about the trains just felt intriguing to me. Even though I was in a lot of pain, I decided to try it. One day, I brought my guitar to physical therapy, and I just made myself go under at 59th Street. And from that day on, something magical just kept pulling me back, and I continued, and it's like a 2-year learning curve to learn the ropes down there, because it's a world that there is no roadmap for. You learn it by osmosis, which is rare these days. There's always some manual for everything. You can look it up online, how to do this, how to do that. The trains, I think the reason I like it so much is you have to learn it from other human beings in real time, and it's sort of like farming or something. It's passed down, and it is a real learning curve. But I learned a lot, and I also learned it hit me very strongly, the subculture, how it exists on a completely set of different rules than how we exist above ground, which is very money oriented and possession oriented and dog eat dog and survival of the fittest. And down there, I thought it would be that way. I thought it would be that, but amped up a million times. And it's the opposite. It's based on art and compassion and kindness and expression and generosity. And I mean, of course, there's always a few people who are a little different, but I found that for the most part, everyone is is just, they're just really out for you, and it's a fabulous environment. I've enjoyed it more than I could. It's changed my life fantastically, and it hit me every day how I came above ground, and it hit me that maybe we don't need quite so much oversight as we have, you know, because we have a lot of people watching out so we don't kill each other and beat each other up, and it made me wonder if we really need all that protection from each other, if we're really not that bad to begin with.
Yeah.
That's what kind
For
of
the people that's somewhere in Idaho or down south that don't have a subway system, just give us not a typical day, but a day. Maybe show us an hour. Where you going? You're going down the steps into a subway system, and you're doing what? You're setting up your guitar. I mean, give it to us. Just give us a little sample.
Yeah, if you've never been to the New York City subways there, for most people, I think they view them as dark, noisy, either very cold or very hot, and pretty annoying, and no one likes to go there. But for me, they've become my they're like a circus to me. To me, I feel like they're very bright and colorful. So I leave where I live, and I have my gear on a dolly thing, which I put together over the years. It has an amplifier, which is it's battery powered, and my guitar and all my gear, my patch cords, my picks, my books now, my CDs, and I walk to this train station and I lug my gear downstairs, a lot of stairs. There are not too many working elevators or escalators in the city, so you get a good workout. But, you know, I say 90% of the time I'll start lugging my gear up or downstairs, and all of a sudden will become weightless because someone has picked up the other side and is helping me, which is sort of it's just a microcosm of why I love that world so much. So I get down, and then I somehow get through that turnstile, which is, the turnstiles are called Iron Maidens, and if you can look them up online, they're in the book, there's pictures of them. They're a feat to get through with a lot of gear. And usually I have an idea of where I'm going, you know, what spot I'm going to, because I have the spots I know I love. So I'll have my, you know, first choice, and then my second first choice, and my third first choice, and hopefully I get my first choice. And I set up, and I hope the cops are in a good mood and that they're not going to bug me, and I hope the trains are running really slow, because that means you get a good busking day in, and because the people are waiting for a long time. And you know, and then I set up my gear and I start playing, and I just love. I love when a song hits someone. Like I think the song last week has been Son of a Preacher Man, which, I don't know, I just pulled out because I love it, but Dusty Springfield, yeah. So the other day, a guy was coming down the stairs, and I had just started that song, and he was an older gentleman, but the smile, he like bent over so he could see me. As he was coming down the stair, the top of the stairs blocked his view of me. So he bent down to see where the song was coming from, and the smile, it was the biggest smile I've ever seen, and you could tell he was back wherever that song brought him, and something great happened. I don't know what it was. It was probably something he doesn't want to share with me, but he was so happy. He was so happy, and he just kind of danced over to me, my case, and, you know, elbowed his friend and put money in, and it changed him completely, you know. So I don't know, that's why I do it. That's why I love it. It's magical to have people change like that in front of you.
Yeah, and you come across all these different characters when you're down there in the station.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I mean, it's an insane world. I won't lie. I mean, it's the same as if you stood on a street corner in the middle of Manhattan, you know, in Times Square for 2 to 3 hours. You would have everyone pass you, and you'd see everything. And I see everything. I see drunk. I see homeless. I met the wizard. I met the official wizard of New York. I meet breakdancers. I meet Spanish guitar players. I meet a lot of cops. I meet.
Did you meet Jesus yet, or Santa?
I haven't met Santa. No, I'll have to put.
No Jesus, no Santa.
Well, no Jesus. A lot of producers, though. There's a whole chapter in the book I Am a Producer, which is about every guy who comes up to me apparently is a producer of some sort. I don't know how that happens, but everyone is like, yo, I'm a producer. I want to take you to lunch and work with you. So everyone is a producer, which is so weird because you think, there aren't that many, but apparently it's a very popular.
Many producers. That's a
many
good thing.
Producers. So
I don't want us to run out. That's a good one. I don't want us to run out of time before you tell the audience where they can get your book, The Subway Diaries by Heidi Kole.
Sure, absolutely. I've sort of become the go-to girl for all things Subway in New York, but it's on my website, of course, thesubwaydiaries.com, and it's at Barnes & Noble at Union Square in New York City. It's the Transit Museum, Grand Central Station. They have a special display there. And
awesome.
It's at Politics and Prose in Washington, D.C., which is the oldest and largest independent bookstore in the country. It's at a number of stores in Hell's Kitchen. They keep asking for it. So on my website, you'll see all the vendors there. You can go to subwaydiaries.com under book and see all the vendors that carry it. On my site, in particularly, I'll push people there because it's on all online sites as well. Amazon, Barnes & Noble, if you have a Nook, if you have a Kindle, if you have any e-reader.
Yeah, I was going to say that they have a Kindle edition on Amazon.com.
Absolutely. It's set up there. But I encourage people who want a hard copy to go to the site up until at least December 20th because there are 3 specials I'm running there, which the one is you get it signed free by me, so you'll have an autographed copy, and it can be personalized if you want it. And also, if you buy 5, I've had a lot of people just knock off their Christmas list, for their offices or their whatever, sort of their secondary Christmas list or family Christmas list by just ordering a bunch of books, 10 books or whatever. And if you buy 5, you get 1 free. So if that's where you're going, I'm happy to do it, and I'll sign them all. And then the third one is I'm running a special for the best Amazon review, and that runs until the 20th of December as well. So whoever writes the best Amazon review, and you can email me a copy at info@thesubwaydiaries.com, gets a free book. So we're having the reviews come in, and my team is judging them, and then, the best one will get a book signed and sent to whoever. They can be sent to them, or if they want it as a gift for someone else, it's fine. So
didn't you say you also had posters or just the book? They could just get the book,
or
they can get a poster?
Yeah, some people want the picture of the back cover, which is fine.
Yes,
I send posters of that's kind of more interesting than a train, which is the front cover, I think. And that's fine. So you can just email me at info@thesubwaydiaries.com. And the book is getting a lot of traction here, and people are changing. Their lives have changed because of it, which is a good thing. I like that. That was my goal for it. We're starting a movie version now, so that should be an interesting project as well, and I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, after you read it, you get a whole different perspective on riding the train. I mean, you just don't go down to the subway and get on a train and go to work. Now I'm talking for myself. Now you look around because it's so interesting.
That's what people say. They'll never just ride a train again. And that was one of my goals through it. And people come to me all the time with questions about playing in the trains. And as I said, I've sort of become the go-to girl of all things subway in New York, trains in New York. And people come to me about how to busk in the trains and how to, what it's like to be a musician in New York and to whatever making it means to you to survive, to thrive. And it's appealing to men, women, and this is what I found. It has a big international following, men, women, ages 18 to people 80 reading it. It has a big age range and big cultural range and spans both genders. So it's appealing in a wide area that way. So I hope people will enjoy it and get to vicariously live a life that they might not otherwise, because it's something not everyone does in their lifetime, but you get to through the book, so that's pretty cool.
Okay,
so
we'll talk to you soon, Heidi.
Thanks, Minor. Bye.